Welcome to this video series on LagShot. Congratulations on your purchase of this amazing training tool. And throughout this series of videos, I want to make sure that you get the most value possible out of it and that you improve your game as much as possible. In this first video, we're going to look at troubleshooting, look at some common problems people sometimes experience when they first get started and how to get out of the gate, so to speak, on the right foot. Let's have a look. So the first thing I would suggest you do when you get your LagShot 7 on, make quite a few practice swings. Make them at different speeds, make them at different sort of lengths as such. Start to get the feel, that's the whole key, is getting the feel. Start to get the feel for how the weight and flex of this club load. How you have to be effectively a little bit patient, because if you don't load the club, if it doesn't load, whether it's a LagShot or a regular golf club, you cannot really release it. You cannot really get the spring and the pop out of something that isn't loaded in the first place. So make some swings, start to get the measure of it, and start to not only notice what it feels like here, but can you get it to swish and pass by you a little bit there. Let's have a quick look, maybe a typical amateur swing versus a pro swing, so we can see what we're trying to get. Then we'll get back out here and work on this. Okay, so here's an amateur golfer on the left, and this golfer actually loads the club pretty well. That's pretty darn good with the wrists right there, but we're going to show you a big difference between him and, let's say, the incomparable Fred Couples. Obviously a great job loading the club there. And watch the different way they release it. With Fred, as he gets down their impact, all that angle will start to snap straight right there, and you'll really see the club pick up speed and snap past his hands. And if you actually watch his hips about there, they've certainly slowed down enough to let this happen. So let's look at Fred there, and let's look at our friend over here on the left, and where the club should really be releasing now. There's just a tendency to pull too hard with the body and the left arm and kind of drag it through, so we don't see the crossover of the hands, we don't see the rehinge of the wrists. And you can look there, look how much more turn there is here than there is with Fred. So the feel you need to have to slow your body down a bit at the bottom and transfer energy to the club, crucial. Now, what most golfers tend to do, and you can see it there in the video, they tend to thrust too much. That is to say, they use the strong upper body muscles, they pull the club towards the golf ball, and they pull too much with their torso and arms. First off, now this club will lag no matter what you do. It'll load a little bit no matter what you do because of its softness. But the first problem is when you get going like that and you pull too hard, when you get your club in your hand, it won't lag properly. You have to use it differently to that. Now we're going to get into more about that and learning the differential feel between one and the other in video number 2. But let me just say, first off, you won't load it well when you get your club. Second off though, when people pull and thrust too much, they don't let the club snap and release. You'll either leave balls out to the right, or a common problem when people do that and they first get this club in their hands, they hit a lot of balls on the toe. Let me show you up close. So if this is happening to you when you start with this product, you'll know what to do. So this club has much more torque, this ability to twist the shaft, than a normal golf club. That's part of its design, which gets the club to lag properly. But if you tug through too quickly, the weight on the end of it will pull back this way. And when it does, not only is the face open, but what would be a fairly solid hit becomes more of a toe hit. It shortens the distance of the golf club from toe to heel relative to the target line. I've chosen to use a tee, make this a little bit easier, so we're going to go medium scale here, and I'm really going to emphasize slowing down, feeling the weight of the club start to move once I've changed directions. And here's the key, feeling the club turn in my downswing. Yes, I'm using my forearms, wrists, and hands a little bit. I'm assuming you have a reasonable grip. You can check that, of course, with some of the other instruction videos that I offer, but you've got to get that face to turn in. You cannot have that thing twisted open and have that toe dragging across the golf ball. So let's go small scale, little feel. Once I've felt that, start to relax, slow down, let the club turn, let it pop. I actually even was able to draw that ball a little bit with the LagShot. Let's try it again. You can see how the club's passing me. I'm not dragging it through and leaving the club face open. Let's have a look from here. Okay, finally, just hit some shots and mix speeds. If you're struggling at a full speed, full swing type of shot, take it down a few notches, get the feel for not only loading it, but how to release it. So let's do a few small ones here. Extra smooth, just half swings. There's the lag, and you see I didn't have a full finish, but I can see the club really released. It's past my hands, it's squared up nicely. And camp out with that a little bit. Little practice swing, get the feel. Again, small scale. Hit a little bit behind that, but I felt the club release well. You start to get the feel in no time, and as you get the feel, ramp it back up. You may as well, depending on your skill level, use a tee and just tee the ball low. It's just so much easier to hit, helps you get some confidence, helps you hit some better shots without being too concerned for contact.